Okay, so this video is about setting up the camera for doing photography, part number 2. First of all, you can open up this screen here gently, and you can also turn it around for optimal viewing. Try not to touch it or scratch it too much. It's not a touch screen, by the way. Second, there is a button here called menu. If I press menu, then a menu comes out, and there are many settings in this camera. I just want to review a couple of important ones. Quality, we usually use large here, okay? It could be changed to all kinds of settings, medium size, other things. I suggest keep it large, so you have a high resolution image. Second, nothing should change with respect to what you see on the screen here. White balance is just, you can make it sunshine or daylight. The night sky and the moonlight is close to daylight, white balance or colored balance, so just keep it like that. Should be ignored. Live view shoot is enabled, that's good. Autofocus mode is live mode, that's important. Going back here, grid display may be useful sometimes. It overlays a grid on your image. These are for erasing or manipulating images, probably not important for your purposes. Again, this menu is just keep it as it is. Do not format the memory card in it. I would like to see all the images you took, even those that failed. LCD brightness is something that may worth changing in the night. It looks very dim right now, but in the night even this one is super bright. In any case, you can set it to any value and then press set for OK. Please don't change the language from English, because I will have a hard time understanding and changing it back to English. And I think the rest of the functions should be just kept as they are. So this is the menu. Now let's say I want to take a photograph of something, and I already set up the ISO, the aperture, and the exposure time. If I gently press the exposure control, the exposure button here, just gently press it, then the menu will disappear, and now I can switch to live view by this button here. Live view, you heard, and you see an autofocus image with this grid overlaid. For the night sky, the stars are too faint. You can't focus on, autofocus will not work on them. So you have to focus manually. You hold the lens here, the front of it. Please do not touch the surface of the lens. And you can change the focus by twisting this. Okay, not this. This is the zoom, to zoom in and out. I will show it here on the screen. First, I will show you the zoom in and out. Why don't you aim the camera on the screen? Okay, so zooming in or out is different from focusing. Okay, like that. This is now focusing. Now I can do very fine focusing by actually, once I reach the approximate focus, and once there's a star in the center of the field, a bright star on the sky, or a planet, or the moon, I press this little magnifier button here, plus, and it's 5 times magnified, and if I press it again, it's 10 times magnified. So now it's very sensitive to focusing, and I can just find the best focus, and then I press live view again, and I exit it from the focusing and from the live view. Ready to go. At this point, you have to be very careful when you move the camera to some other object on the sky that you don't touch the zoom or you don't touch the focusing. If you touch either of these, you have to refocus the system to make nice, sharp, stellar images. So let's say I move it to the Milky Way, somewhere there. I fix it. And it's a 30-second exposure, as shown here at 1600 ISO. And just check the aperture, it's f. Focal ratio should be as wide as possible, the smallest number there as you can achieve at that given focus, 5.6 in this case. And then, by holding the exposure control cord, I'll take an exposure. For this, I will put back the cap because we are in a lab. It would be too bright, but of course, under the sky, you don't put back the cap on the camera. So now I just press the button and it will take a 30-second exposure. as explained in another video, if you want to take an exposure that's longer than 30 seconds, then you have to move this diode to bulb mode, and you have to keep this button pressed as long as you're exposing. Okay.